Welcome back to another video. Water is an essential element for the survival of any living organism. A person can survive without water for about 3 days. So, today's video is all about the amazing facts about water. Water, chemical formula H2O, is an inorganic, transparent, tasteless, odorless, and nearly colorless chemical substance, which is the main constituent of Earth's hydrosphere and the fluids of all known living organisms. It is vital for all known forms of life, even though it provides no calories or organic nutrients. Its chemical formula, H2O, indicates that each of its molecules contains one oxygen and two hydrogen atoms, connected by covalent bonds. The hydrogen atoms are attached to the oxygen atom at an angle of 104.45 degrees. 2. Water is the name of the liquid state of H2O at standard conditions for temperature and pressure. A number of natural states of water exist. It forms precipitation in the form of rain and aerosols in the form of fog. Clouds consist of suspended droplets of water and ice, its solid state. When finely divided, crystalline ice may precipitate in the form of snow. The gaseous state of water is steam or water vapor. I think this much information about water and its chemical composition is enough for now. The human body needs lots of water to carry out many essential functions, such as balancing the internal temperature and keeping cells alive. As a general rule of thumb, a person can survive without water for about 3 days. Every day you lose water through your breath, perspiration, urine and bowel movements. For your body to function properly, you must replenish its water supply by consuming beverages and foods that contain water. So how much fluid does the average, healthy adult living in a temperate climate need? The US National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine determined that an adequate daily fluid intake is about 15.5 cups, that is 3.7 liters, of fluids a day for men, about 11.5 cups, that is 2.7 liters, of fluids a day for women. These recommendations cover fluids from water, other beverages and food. About 20% of daily fluid intake usually comes from food and the rest from drinks. Around 68.7% of the fresh water on Earth is trapped in glaciers. And around 30% of fresh water is in the ground. So, around 1.3% of fresh water is available for whole world for their use. That's why we shouldn't waste water. 1.7% of the world's water is frozen and therefore unusable. Approximately 400 billion gallons of water are used in the United States per day. Nearly one-half of the water used by Americans is used for thermoelectric power generation. In 1 year, the average American resident uses over 100,000 gallons, considering both indoors and outdoors activities. India has 18% of world population, having 4% of world's fresh water, out of which 80% is used in agriculture. India receives an average of 4,000 billion cubic meters of precipitation every year. However, only 48% of it is used in India's surface and groundwater bodies. Water can dissolve more substances than any other liquid, including sulfuric acid. The freezing point of water lowers as the amount of salt dissolved in it increases. With average levels of salt, seawater freezes at -2 degrees Celsius, 28.4 degrees Fahrenheit. About 6,800 gallons of water is required to grow a day's food for a family of 4. To create 1 pint of beer, it takes 20 gallons of water. That's why say no to beer and drink water. It's just a joke, so don't take it seriously. 780 million people lack access to an improved water source. In just 1 day, 200 million work hours are consumed by women collecting water for their families. Unsafe water kills 200 children every hour. 1/3 what the world spends on bottled water in 1 year could pay for projects providing water to everyone in need. Water weighs about 8 pounds a gallon. It takes 120 gallons of water for 1 egg. A jellyfish and a cucumber consist each 95% water. 70% of the human brain is water. 80% of all illness in the developing world is water-related. Up to 50% of water is lost through leaks in cities in the developing world. In Nairobi, urban poor pay 10 times more for water than in New York. In some countries, less than half the population has access to clean water. $260 billion is the estimated annual economic loss from poor water and sanitation in developing countries. 40 billion hours are spent collecting water in Africa alone. The average cost for water supply to a home in the US is about $2 for 1,000 gallons, which equals about 5 gallons for a penny. Water expands by 9% when it freezes. There is about the same amount of water on Earth now as there was millions of years ago. The length of the side of a cube which could hold the Earth's estimated total volume of water in kilometers, which is equal to 1150. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys liked today's fact. If so, then don't forget to subscribe the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. See you guys in next video. Till then, take care. Peace out.